Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world.
Genius is common, and my genius is nutritional strategy. I am Shawnee Smith, the owner and creator of Can Do Spice. Can Do Spice was created because I knew that adding herbal and mineral supplements to my diet did not have to be boring. In fact, because I'm a food enthusiast, I knew I could create something flavorful and explosive that also had the benefit of adding herbal supplements such as sea moss, bladderwrack, burdock root, and black seed, just to name a few. I invite you to take this journey with me where we come together and take control of our nutritional health. It is my way of sharing my genius, the gift of flavor and the healing power of herbs to the world. What is your genius?
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I love to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So, for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here, and Princess Nia is based off of my daughter, and she wants to be the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
5-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
I'd like you to imagine with me, if you will, opening an app where you can collaborate with like-minded individuals from around the world, get inspiration and in-app tools to launch and grow your business, as well as share your knowledge and earn compensation, all in one app. Well, the name of that app is Truso, short for Truly Social. Hi, I'm Matthew Newman, the founder and CEO of Truso. A new concept in social media, Truso is designed from the ground up to be a platform that's both social and empowering for all its users. How exactly do we do that? I'm glad you asked. First, Truso brings the world together via video. Psychologists assert that video provides a significantly more effective connection than audio only. When you enter a community on Truso, you're face to face. Second, on Truso, you don't have to have 1 million followers to monetize. Our business model allows all hosts and moderators to monetize, no matter the size of your following, by 1, producing fee-based content, and 2, inviting others to join the platform as subscribers. Even more, Truso has an in-app resource library with over 100 free resources, forms, and documents to help you build your brand and grow your business. Third, Truso is inclusive. The deaf and hard of hearing communities make up 360 million people worldwide. Unlike audio-only apps, Truso embraces this community, providing a networking platform that allows them to participate via video and closed captioning. We even have a deaf and hard of hearing foundation in the works as well. Fourth, Truso is both social and safe. We refer to Truso as a virtual extension of the beauty shop, barbershop, and brainchild of the community. place where there's laughter, along with wisdom, growth-oriented conversation, and genuine connections in a safe space. Trousseau even has proprietary security to ensure we maintain a safe environment for everyone. Where are we at now? Trousseau is live, y'all. We've launched in beta and we're acquiring users daily. We have an incredible development and marketing team, plus amazing celebrity influencers at the table, helping us spread the word around the globe, beginning within the African diaspora and beyond by creating a safe space for growth, connection, and collaboration. We're truly excited about Trousseau. We've created something special for which there is a global market. And we invite you to embark on this journey with us as a shareholder. The future for Trousseau is truly bright. Join us and let's go there together.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be leaders, miss out on their dreams from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. the Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 minutes of success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a contributor to this amazing opportunity to help someone that looks just like you. So join us today at our website and let us connect with you and help you ignite and take flight in every area of your life on the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. I'll see you on the other side.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Spiritual Teak, and I'm your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business networking showcase of Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about businesses. This AM, we have your first keynote speaker, me, Spiritual Teak. I'm a natural empath, a Reiki master teacher, a transformational speaker and coach. I'm a theta practitioner, an author, well, soon to be author, entrepreneur, and a rising galactic starseed. I'm here to support vessels to live their truth by rediscovering their purpose. Beautiful souls, I have something really special for you today because as we come into the season of endings, completing cycles of this year and about to move into the next year, it's important that we think about what it is that we want to do for ourselves going forward. That is diving into where you are, thinking about your mindfulness. You know, how are you going to ignite your life? And that's what came to me when I decided to do this presentation for you this AM. What and how are you going to ignite your life? And what are the strategies are you going to use to begin to do that? So for the next 30 to 40 minutes or so, we're going to dive right into it. I'm going to talk about key things that can support you to look at your mind, body, and soul so that you can begin to live out the truth that you want to. Because one thing's for certain, and like my mother says, two things for sure. We don't want to keep the same patterns of behavior because what that is going to do is give you the same result. So we're going to have to look at those patterns of behavior, right? So then we can take those different patterns and we can say, I don't know if I really like this anymore. It is time for me to shift that, especially if you feel in your body, your soul, your mind that you want to shift and change. And this sugar dumpling is the key. It's the foundational truth. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want you to consider when you're thinking about your purpose, okay? I don't want you to just start diving into it, but I want you to think about how you actually, something very simple. How do you get up in the morning? And I know some of you are thinking, wait, Teak, what? How do you get up in the morning? Yes. How do you rise and shine? Are you one of those people who just jump out of bed and start to run right into whatever stress that you may have, whether that's work, whether that's with your partner, whether that's with your kids, etc.? Or are you someone who takes a moment before you raise yourself out of bed and you have a mindful minute? Are you someone that you don't know? You're just in between. You know, these are things that I want you to think about because I want you to begin to slow down. When you can slow down, then you can start to see the patterns. Because some of you have been repeating these patterns for so long that you're just on autopilot. And that autopilot is, yes, giving you results that some of you feel as if you don't want. So when I say, How do you get up? How do you rise and shine? I want you to take a moment and to think about that. Some days might be better than others, but some days might be a consistent same. Okay. And we want to break that pattern. So I want you to give it a lot of thought. Are you excited? Do you feel happy? Do you feel angry? Do you feel agitated when you wake up? Is your mind racing about all the different things and projects that you need to complete? Do you feel stressed? Now, I know for some of you, I'm naming things and it's hitting home. And you know you're feeling it in your vessel, like, yep, that's me. Or nope, that's not me, but that might be me. Okay. All this is right now is about bringing to your level of awareness of how it is that you rise. And for me to give you a suggestion. So, however it is, there's no judgment. I just want you to think and become aware. But however it is that you do rise, I want you to consider this. Let's do a what if. What if before you actually physically got out of bed, you know that moment before some of you wake up before the alarm, right? So before the alarm or when the alarm comes, that you know that you're about to rise. But what if you slowed yourself down and you began to just start with breath, right? And you say, well, Teak, why are you starting with breath? Because I'm bringing you into your mind. Because some of the things that you guys go through, I can't necessarily change your physical environment and what that looks like. But we can change how you respond in that physical environment. Okay, we can change how you prepare for the things that may happen. We can't change some of the things that may happen, but you can prepare how you respond. So in that moment, when you know you're about to get up, okay, and then you take a breath, you end up closing your eyes, or your eyes might still be closed. And then you just simply take a breath. And I call that a conscious breath. And some of you guys don't breathe correctly, and I can speak about that a little bit later because I want to get into the power of breath. But you just take a breath into your body and you begin to feel your body. Then you bring yourself into your mind. And even if you might have a list of things that you feel like you want to accomplish that are mandatory, I want you to take a moment as you breathe and then tell yourself an affirmation. Now, some of you are familiar with affirmations and some of you may be not, or some of you may feel like affirmations don't work for you. Here's what I can say to you, okay? When we couple an affirmation with emotion, then it brings power. So if you have sitting there and you close your eyes and you think to yourself, okay, these are all the list of things that I want to do, but you start to tell your mind that everything is going to work for your highest good, that every experience that you're going to have today is going to be with ease and it's going to be smooth. All the different people that you have contact with, that you're going to have a good positive reaction. What you're starting to do is you're speaking to your vessel about being prepared for what's to come. Then you can begin to visualize what it is, that the day, how you would expect it to be. I'm not saying this is going to be perfect. I know some of you out there already is like, yeah, but what if it don't go like that? I don't need the thought pattern behind the what and the shoulda, coulda. I want you to just get into a rhythm of practice. That's what this is about. Okay. So it's how you want to start your day, because you're going to slow yourself down. When you come out of bed, after you do that affirmation, you come out of bed, then you think about the next steps. Are you stretching? You know, you've been laying there for such a long time. Your body, the muscles are tense. All of this plays a role in how your day, how you're going to respond in your day, how things could happen in your day. Because if you wake up and you're tense, you just run to the shower and you jump in and you run out the house, then everything you're going to do is going to feel like you're chasing. That's going to be the energy that's being created. So this is why I'm saying we're going to slow it down. We begin with that breath. You begin to affirm how you want to see the day to progress. And then you begin to visualize it. Then you attach emotion to it. You can start to put into your body. I know it might feel strange. I'm going to tell you to smile. You might be like, Tate, this is weird. No, it's purposeful. Because what you're doing is you're creating. Okay. You remember when you were a kid, and what they say, kids have the best imagination. I think when we get to adult and we start adulting, we forget about that inner child inside. And some of those times are some of the best times. Okay. So we get into that imagination, get into that mind, you get into the subconscious mind, and you begin to create. So how do you wake up? Okay. So that's one of the first things on this road of change. How do you wake up? How are you starting off your day? What are the actions that you're actually taking? And can you shift that? Okay. And when you bring yourself into that sort of practice, you're actually taking yourself into a mindful practice. And then you can move yourself into attracting the things that you want to attract. Now, I spoke about the breath, right? And the reason why I speak about breath is life. And no, I'm not going to sit up here and give you a whole lecture, maybe a little lecture about breath, but breath is life. And the reason why I bring it up for so many people when you are responding to situations, and I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit because I was talking about how some people might wake up in stress because of their processing, and I said slow it down. But slowing it down in the power of breath, and depending on the type of breath that you actually engage in, is all key to bringing yourself into a space of calm. And I'm building this up right now for you because when you can get consistent in practice with some of the things that I'm saying, then what you'll realize is some of the patterns and behaviors that you have, they'll naturally start to fall off and shift. So stay with me. So I said breath is life because if you stop breathing, what happens? You're no longer going to be here, right? That's true. But when you can breathe in a particular way, you can actually move energy. Now, later on today, a few hours later on today, I'm going to be talking about trauma and energy in the body. And I'll get into that a little bit later too. So you must come back. You must come back. But how we breathe, when we have that diaphragmatic breath. So when I said when you're in the bed and you can breathe and then bring yourself into a mindfulness, when you combine that specific breath and that diaphragmatic breath where you're breathing into the lower abdomen and then you slow it down, you expand out, what you're doing, you become unaware that you're putting air into the body, right? And then you're expanding that. And your focus is on that action. So already we're taking you away from maybe some of the chatter that's in your mind, right? Some of the things that you're running your brain about what you need to do and how you need to do it. So we're slowing you down. You're bringing yourself into a mindful, I'm going to say a mindful minute, okay? And I say a mindful minute because it's not just about having one conscious breath. It's what I call a cycle of breath. And a cycle of breath for me is 3 breaths, okay? And the reason why I classify a cycle of breath as 3 breaths is because when you can start to get yourself in a pattern, you can observe how you're breathing. And that's what I want to get into as well. When you breathe into the body, some of you guys aren't able to breathe into the diaphragm because maybe you've suffered a bit of trauma. So you feel like your shoulders go up, when you breathe. You say breathe and you go like this. But I need us to get back to, for some of you who have kids, you know what I'm talking about. Remember when a baby and the belly would expand all the way out like this. That's what I want you to do. Okay. So when you're thinking about the breath, I want you to go into the role of the observer and go, oh, yeah, but how am I breathing? Right? Because when we're talking about, and I did start this conversation with patterns of behavior so that you can shift and change, areas in your life. But first, we need to get into how you're moving, right? So how you're breathing next, right? So when you breathe into the diaphragm and you expand, you're going to hold it for a period of seconds, okay? So you're breathing in. So I will say breathe in for 2 to 3 seconds. And then you hold for 2 to 3 seconds. And then you exhale. Now, some of you, depending on how much you practice, etc., it may be easier for you or it may be harder for you. So I say do it for as long as physically possible, but do the cycle. What you will find and discover is that the first time that you attempted to do it, maybe you didn't feel as connected. Then the second time you got a little bit deeper and a little bit stronger in your breath. And then a third time for sure, you're getting a bit better. And then the more you practice, the stronger you feel in bringing that breath into the diaphragmatic area, right? And so what are you doing? We're calming the mind. We're getting yourself into a calmer space. So you're beginning to see things clear, because when you can calm yourself, you begin to see things clear, which brings us to the point of you taking action to start to review your patterns of behavior. Because then when you can breathe and you can see clear, then you'll make decisions that are better for your highest and greatest good. Okay. So another type of breathing outside of the diaphragmatic breath is you can do right and left breathing. I got this nose ring on here, so I'm not going to press too hard on my nose, but it is about balancing the hemispheres. Now, why would I want to do that? Because you want to create a deep feeling of relaxation. I'm on this whole path because we live in a life, as I was saying, that is full of responsibility, full of things that you need to do and create, full of ways that you should be. And it's important that we tap into that mindfulness and bringing ourselves into the sense of calm, so that when we begin to think about what it is we need to do for self, that we're in a mindful space to be able to do that. So when you do right and left breathing, I still would want you to do it in a sort of cycle of breath, okay? So at least 3 times at a minimum, because you're putting yourself into a routine of consistency. And you're going to hear me talk about that quite a bit, because routines of consistency. So it's starting with how you wake up, then it's focusing a bit more on how you're breathing. And I'm spending a little bit more time on this because this is something that you can capture throughout your entire day. So even after you visualize and you were like, yeah, Teak, but things, I saw it in my mind and I started visualizing how I wanted things to be, et cetera, then other things may happen that may knock you off. You might get upset again. Your body might become tense. we bring it right back to breath. Okay, so these breathing techniques that I'm telling you about will bring you back into that sense of calm. So right and left nostril breathing. So to balance out the hemispheres and create that deep feeling of relaxation, you literally close your eyes, which I'm not, I'm speaking, so I'm not going to close my eyes, but you can close your eyes, make sure you're sitting in a comfortable pose. Okay, and what I mean by comfortable pose is you don't have, your arms crossed or your legs crossed, you have your feet flat on the floor. Okay. And then I like to suggest to people to just put your hands flat and just do yourself a favor by just getting into a relaxing position. So pull your shoulders back and make sure your shoulders are down. And then you close your eyes, you push one nostril down and you attempt to breathe through one and then exhale. Okay. And then you switch nostrils. And what you find is that, like I said, you'll start feeling this balance within the body. And for some of you, you may feel like actually when you're breathing, that one nostril feels a little bit more clogged than the other, but that will switch because it rotates over time as well. So you can do that cycle for anywhere for about 2 to 3 minutes or some 3 to 5 minutes. It depends on the time that you have, but I wouldn't want to put too much pressure. Just giving you a bit of a different example in terms of how you can breathe and bring yourself into a relaxed place. Okay, so breath is life. Being aware of how you're breathing and then trying different techniques to bring yourself into deep relaxation, right? So once we're focusing on our breath, there's another sort of technique that I share with people in terms of bringing themselves into a system of calm, right? I actually call it the power shower meditation. And why I call it a power shower meditation, because I'm always finding spaces for people to bring mindfulness into their life. Because as I said, we live in a world that has a lot of, make us have a lot of responsibilities. So it's important for us to use really what we can, create space and time to get into that mindful space. So what is the power shower meditation? It's an opportunity for you to cleanse yourself and also get into a mindful space. You're bringing breath, you bring in visualization, and you're using the element of water. Okay, so the element of water, you imagine that, for those who, I don't want to get to a religious topic, but for those who are religious or you're spiritual or however you classify yourself, right? You're God, your creator. You imagine that the water is just light. And then, your vessel, you're going to cleanse your vessel anyway. So you're going to physically cleanse your vessel, but you're going to imagine that the water is energetically cleansing your vessel. So all the thoughts that you may have had in your dream or the day before, or whatever it is that you may have picked up, you're going to simply imagine. So a bit of a, not to get into the word prayer, but a bit of awareness around what it is that we are seeding into our mind. And so you're going to ask your God and your creator to support you throughout the day, to rinse off anything that is heavy, that was heavy from the day before. And in the shower, you can then visualize and you see the drain. The drain is like a space where, like the earth, okay? The earth absorbs and take things away. So you're going to imagine that as the water is rinsing everything down, that the drain is taking it all away. Okay, so another quick little mindfulness sort of technique to get yourself into a space of calm with using the element of water. Because I bring it up because some of the people say to me, but Teak, I don't have time. Teak, I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to do self-care. I don't have time to look at my purpose in life. I don't have time because I'm a mom, I'm in a relationship, a wife or husband, or I got a boyfriend or girlfriend, or, whatever sort of, I don't want to say the word excuse because I don't want to do that to people. But whatever you come up with to say that you can't do something for yourself, always say there is time that you can make. Because the reality of it is, if you're saying to you that you want to attract a different lifestyle, you want to do something different in your life, but you're not willing to take the time to pour into yourself, then the only person that you are doing it to service is who? You. Okay. So it's important. Some of these things that I'm talking about is quite basic. When we're talking about, and I say basic, not to be rude, but most of you are going to go and take a shower or a bath. So if it's about supporting yourself to be a bit more calm, and then utilizing that method that I was saying about using the water element, seeing it as light, you're bringing yourself into mindfulness. You're going into practice without even realizing you're going to practice. And when you do that every single day, what are you going to end up doing? You've started a consistent way of being that then supports you to have a clearer mind. So all those racing thoughts, etc., you begin to see clear. And again, when you start to see clear, then what happens is you can start looking at areas in your life and make clear decisions versus being on autopilot or auto response, which a lot of people are. And it keeps them in the same sort of repeat cycle. Okay. So you got those three down, right? So let me dive into it. some more things that I want you to consider. So I I think music, I was going to say turn up your ears. Turn up your ears, music, right? So what we take in, what we listen to, what we absorb, okay? I'm going to focus on music because I think music's a good one. A lot of people, well, I haven't met anyone to date that tell me that they don't like music. But here's an example. When you hear your favorite song, what happens? Automatically, boom, you get excited, you might start moving, your energy, you start smiling, you got the joy, you're like, yes, I'm excited about life, right? Or you're jamming to it, right? You're reminiscing, a memory comes back. It gives you instant excitement, right? When you are in a space where things are running in your mind and you have a lot of thoughts racing, the fastest way that you can raise your vibration and get clarity is turn on your favorite song. The opposite can happen if you turn on a song that makes you sad. So please don't do that. But turning up your ears, what are you absorbing? Okay. So also that expands out into what you are around, who is feeding into you, and how that information is being absorbed into you when you are wanting to shift and change things in your life. Because that was the baseline of what I was saying. I said, we're at the end of the year completing a cycle, and we need to look at the patterns of behavior of what you're doing and what you continue to attract back into your life. So, the things that you're doing currently, if you are feeling like you're in a heavy space or low vibration, turning on your favorite music can get you out of that. Okay. And then you can shift and move into thinking and considering about what it is that you want to do. So this whole segment, this AM, I'm really into ways and strategies to get yourself into a mindful place, really a meditative space so that you can respond to things a little bit differently and move through some of the heaviness. Okay. And some of this, like I said, is things that you may already do. You just may not do them when you're in the tense space or when something happens straight away. It's like creating oh god, the words are escaping me, a pattern interrupt. Okay, so something's happening in your life and it might feel stressful, and I'll say purple elephants, and you think, well, what's she talking about, purple elephant? It's a pattern interrupt. Okay, it's giving you a statement or something that you can dive into that takes you out of the state of being that you were in. Okay, so it shifts that state of being. Okay, and so it's important to expand awareness where you are, so that you can see. When the more you do that, the easier it will become for you when you're looking at the things that you want to shift in your life. Okay, so turn up those ears, dive into things that you feel like. Well, I use music as an example that will raise your vibration, but equally, when I say that, start becoming aware of what you're hearing around you. The people that are feeding you, what you're listening to on the internet. Social media is a place that is, I'm going to say, absorbs people in, right? Your attention span is even shorter, because what happens is you get caught up in what's being fed to you. Think about that too. What are you watching on social media? What's feeding into you? Especially if you in a place that you want to begin to shift change in your life. It's important to become aware of what it is that you're actually absorbing. Okay. So the next thing that I want you to consider when it's time to look at patterns is watching your words. Now listen, beautiful people, I can go on and on and on and on about this because, again, to me, everything is energy and energy is everything. So that means that words are extremely powerful. What you say to yourself, how you say it to yourself is so important. And it's becoming aware, going back to listening what you absorb. I have to say it starts with you as well. So you might say, okay, Teak, I've looked at my patterns of behavior and I can see that I may jump out of bed and I'm quite stressed, and I'll respond. And that means if you're stressed, you might respond to other people in a very similar way. But then the word I can't do A, B, and C, right? The moment you say I can't, then you sent that frequency out. And then what's going to happen? Then you're going to get other situations that respond to I can't, or other things that happen. You ever think someone says, you might have experienced someone say before, well, today is a bad day. And it might be like 9 a.m. And it's like, no, you got the rest of the day. So if you're confirming that today is a bad day and you keep feeling that emotion that today is a bad day, guess what's going to happen? You're going to attract more things that confirms that today is a bad day for you. But what if some of those things that I suggested, where you began to look into self and say, well, hold on, let me just take a mindful breath, for example, because maybe you can't go do a power shower, right? We can take a mindful breath. And in that mindful breath, you just do 3 breaths and you breathe and you slow it down, right? So you can clear your mind. And then you think, you know what? Let me change my narrative. Let me use an affirmation, like how I talked about when we wake up. Let's change that narrative. You know what? From this point over, today is going to be a better day. I'm going to respond different to everything that comes my way. Just that shift in your vibrational tone is going to begin to attract what? Other things. It doesn't mean that things won't happen. I'm a realist, okay? I'm not saying things won't happen. What I'm saying is that your response to things will be different because maybe you won't put the energy of stress into it because you've calmed yourself down. So the more you can become aware of the words you say, then the more that you can catch yourself and shift those words. Or like I said a little bit earlier, a few minutes ago, about pattern interrupts. Creating a pattern interrupt. So when you get into that mindset, because you are now aware that you say certain things constantly, then you can shift that or at least slow it down. Okay. Because again, it's about consistency and it's about practice. And when you have consistency and practice, then you know what? You get that other C word, change. And in life, the one thing can be guaranteed is change. So it's thinking about all of those things as a collective, but the awareness is the most important. And that's what's being seeded throughout this conversation that I'm having with you, beautiful people, is that you need to become aware of what you are doing so that you can begin to make the change. And when you are the more aware, that you can put in the strategies to implement that change. When you can get the body into a place of calm, then you'll be able to see clearly. And it starts in the moment and in breath. And no, I said in the moment. I'm not living in the past. I'm not living in the future, right? I can't change the next moment. I can only be in this one, which means that I can take the breath to bring me into calm and then in the next moment make a different decision. So these are the things that I want you to think about and consider as you're moving along and becoming aware of your patterns of behavior. As you begin to move towards ending out this year, I want you to consider that how you've been acting all year, or however you've been, it might be not just be all year, the last 5, 10, a decade, 2 decades, whatever. Is it something that you want to continue to keep? If you do, continue just the way you are. If not, then some of these things that I've been landing with you this AM, I want you to really consider them, okay? And just pivot just a little bit. And don't take my word for it. Go into practice for yourself. Observe tomorrow when you get up. I want you to observe, how am I waking up? Am I happy the way that I'm waking up? And look, don't over criticize yourself. I just want you to be aware. And if you're not happy with the way that you're waking up, then this is your opportunity to shift that frequency and change. Just a clear little few strategies to help you on your way. Okay? That is how you start to look at things that are happening in your life and becoming that awareness and using things to help shift the things in the way that you want to move going forward. All right, beautiful souls. So with that being said, you have a few things that you can work towards on creating a better way of being, if that's what you choose to be. But don't take my word for it. You got this. Know that you can do anything that you want to achieve as long as you put your mind to it and trust the process each and every step of the way. Be kind to your vessel and know that it's not going to be perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. So trust that experience. You got this. Happy holidays. Make it a great day. Oh, beautiful souls. All right. With that being said, I wanted to just leave you with one other thing to consider. I said make it a great day. I'm clearly not finished. Something else popped into my mind. I want to give you a piece of source work before you leave. I call this source work now homework. Okay. And that is, I want you to be able to write down the 3 things that you actually want to achieve over the next course of over the next year. Okay. And those 3 things that I want you to consider, I want you to go into your heart space and ask yourself, is it truly something that I know in my vessel, in my being, that is going to be for my highest and greatest good? And if it is, then you know that you're on the right path. All right, that's all I have for you this AM, beautiful souls. I hope that you've taken away something to get you started on the next year, going into 2024. Remember, one moment at a time, one moment at a time, one moment at a time. Have a blessed and great day. I'll see you on the other side. Genius is coming.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaw, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaw explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand, like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet. But I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. Well, what happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. You know, people asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into to what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. People ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it. To kind of dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at. The way I feel when I'm drawing, when I'm creating something, is I feel free. I feel like there is an anticipation of something that's going to come. I try not to draw first. I try to draw second. And what I mean by that is I try to allow myself to kind of get into the piece and just relax. Sometimes I miss time. I'll draw 2-3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. And while I'm drawing, it's just a free. I just feel free. I mean, I feel like time stands still. That's what it's all about in terms of the lines and the colors in my work, is to get an expression, to go deeper and past just what you see on the surface, but to go in and try to find an expression that everybody gets a different taste of what that expression is, whether it's anger or whether it's being happy or whether it's being, kind of calm or nonchalant. That expression that people take away from the piece is the most important part of what I do as an artist. Bold is the size of my pieces, where I try to do the piece larger than life, to kind of push forward toward you. And that's what the boldness is all about. It's not so much about the lines, it's about the size. The Face of Change art show is inspired by my mother, but more importantly, it's a historical moment in time as the pieces depict different emotions and expressions of Barack Obama. The 44th president is indicative of the 44 pieces of art that I have done in this particular collection. When you begin to think about expressions and portraits, this is a portrait gallery of expressions of what transpired as Barack Obama ran for office. Some of the pictures are abstract and some are expressionistic. And I combined both of those forms of art to create this collection of art pieces.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support, where health education is abundant, where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars. What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support. Where health education is abundant. Where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.
I was born in a little village on the island of Haiti. Many deadly diseases pounded me. It is as if they were on a mission to end my existence on this earth. I refused to give up. In 1983, I left Haiti and came to the United States of America. And I came with $5, 2 shirts. I didn't speak any English. I came to Atlanta. I got a job. I was a doorman. I was a doorman with a dream. What I used to come on stage. I'd rehearse this moment that I'm standing in front of you. That's the power of a dream. Maybe today is the day you begin acting as if you already have it. And then step out with full force. Take a risk. No condition is permanent. Don't let your situation distract you. You are chosen. You are called. You are born for a purpose in this life.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America, and my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I I want to reach 1 million plus women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I love to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So, for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here, and Princess Nia is based off of my daughter, and she is what she wants to be, the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Spiritual Teak, and I'm your business moderator for this morning on Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. We have our next keynote speaker is Deborah A. Deborah is a former minister and engineer turned holistic relationship mentor who understands from the inside and out the challenges socially conscious leaders face trying to operate within societal norms. She supports social conscious outliers embracing their role as leaders with radical self-acceptance so they can make unique difference. They're here to make while confidently navigating this period of global transition comfortable in their own skin. She's also underscores the significance of diversity, equality, and inclusion within organizations. Throughout her career, she's eliminated the financial repercussions of DEI and advocates for more of a circular system approach to thought and leadership. I present to you Deborah A.
Thank you.
Your
Hi.
genius is coming. I'll see you on the other side.
Oh, thank you. Greetings. So, I'm so honored to be here. One of the things that I really wanted to focus on is those of you here who are in transition. So there are many different stages of transition when we're in business. You could be a student or an employee who wants to start your own business. That's one form of transition. Or you could be a solopreneur who's getting ready to make their first hire and become an employer. Or you could be a micro business that is now expanding out to have more employees. Or you could be a middle manager that's moving up into senior management in a company. And in all of these stages, looking for how you can really grow in a healthy and empowered way. And oftentimes, our business transitions are actually accompanied by personal transitions too. For example, going from being single to having children, or going from being single to being married or connected, and then from being just adults there to having kids, or maybe moving from being an Iowa resident to being a California resident, or maybe it might be getting a new responsibility in your church or community organization. So there are lots of different transitions that we can go through that help us to see, oh my goodness, I'm going to have kids. I really need to have more saved, or I really need to be doing what I'm here to do so I can set an example for my kids. It may be even that you're going from having kids at home to being an empty nester. These are all personal transitions that we go through. Interestingly enough, we as individuals are not alone in our going through transition. Actually, the entire world right now is going through a transition. So we're going from an old story, what I call the story of separation. Actually, it's not my term. It's coined by an author by the name of Charles Eisenstein. The story of separation is where we are separate from the earth, and the earth is this thing that we're going to extract from and make use of to serve ourselves, which, interestingly enough, is more of a capitalist, Western kind of perception or idea than it is an indigenous one, because in most indigenous cultures, that story never really was believed. But that story has taken over our planet. And it's not to say that it's done harm completely. There have been a lot of good things that have come from that story. We've learned a lot about technology, and we've grown and progressed as a society. However, we've had more harm than good done. And we know that the time for that story is over. We've had the great, I forget the word now, but basically a lot of people, the great resignation, many people leaving their jobs, many people starting their own businesses, many people realizing during the pandemic that, hey, I can't go back to the way things were. I'll miss my kids too much, or I finally feel like I can be myself at home and I'm not going back to that way of being. So you're not alone in your transition. All of us as a society, as humanity, are going through a transition. However, most people actually aren't quite aware of that yet, because there have been a lot of messages to help keep us distracted, where we know more about Taylor Swift and where she's performing next than we do about the things that are so important, like what's happening to our oceans, what's happening to our water supply, what's happening to our energy supplies, and what's happening to our food supplies, and things that are quite concerning in the world. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with entertainment or what's going on with any of the people that you like to follow, but it's just to keep things in perspective. And what I'd like to do today is give you some tools that you can arm yourself with, both for your personal transitions in your business and in your personal life, and for the global transition. Because guess what? If most people aren't even aware that we're in transition, and they're not actually up-leveling their skills, which is always required when we go through any transition, we always need to up-level our leadership skills, then those of us who are being proactive now in learning and developing our skills as leaders are going to be primed and looked for and sought after when things get uglier, and they are going to get uglier. And I don't say this to scare you, I say this to prepare you. So as Black business owners and as Black professionals, we already know what that term persevere means. We know the negative effects of the story of separation. It's what's allowed many of us to be dehumanized up until this very moment, to be treated as less than. And it has been a struggle for many of us to reach the basic successes that our counterparts may have had if they were not Black. But the good thing is about this time of transition is that we can rewrite the rules. So I'm not really here to show you how to succeed in the old story, because the old story is crumbling because it doesn't work, and we know that, right? We're destroying our home. We don't have much longer. We've all gone through so much social injustice. So I'm not here to prop up that old story. Instead, I'm here to help you so that as you move through this transition, you can create your own success story. Not mine, yours. So what are some skills to do this? Before we go into that, I just want you to take a moment. I'm going to read something, and I'd like for you to think about, just close your eyes and imagine this for yourself. Imagine for a moment what life would be like on the other side of your transition. If you had the knowing in each given moment of what's yours to do, you knew what resources were yours to use, and you received every answer you needed right when you needed it. What if no man-made barriers could stop you? What would you create? A thriving small business fulfilling yourself and restoring those whom you're here to serve? An impactful small business or nonprofit restoring its customers and community? A happy family where everyone has the spaciousness of time and energy needed to nurture each other and grow into being a blessing to others. Can you see it? Okay, you can open your eyes now. You can definitely achieve this and much more if you have what I call a hardware update. And by the way, every time you go through a serious transition, you'll have another update. Kind of like our computers and our software, our phones are always telling us we need to update certain things. The same thing with our operating systems internally, our minds, our hearts, our focus. It needs to be updated. So there's really only 3 things to do. I don't call them steps because they're interrelated, they're interconnected, and you can kind of do them in any order. However, those 3 skill sets are needed. You need to get good at these very simple 3 things so that as you come through a transition, you are ready for that next update. Okay, so the first thing is to zoom in, or what I call differentiation. So this is really getting to know what makes you unique. Not necessarily in the marketplace, just as yourself. What makes you unique? How are you wired? How do you make good decisions? How are you most effective in communicating? What things do you need to do your best work? What are the themes that have run through your life? Things that you're just naturally gifted at, you don't have to try. Those things that are strengths for you. These are things that are really important to get intimately familiar with, because doing that will help you to learn how to lead yourself to optimize for the most peace, satisfaction, fulfillment, delight, and success. So that's the first tool, is zooming in. And you can think about this like a photographer, and you're taking a snapshot of this transition and where you are in any moment in time, and you want to get the best angle. So what do you do with the camera lens? First, you zoom in. Then you zoom out, right? Sometimes you have to kind of adjust it a little bit and go back and forth between zooming in and zooming out. So zooming out is integration. And that's getting really clear on your unique contribution to the greater whole. The greater whole could be your family, your neighborhood, your community, your company, the planet. So what is unique about what you're here to give? Or what your leadership is here, what impact it's here to make in the world? And learning how the world truly works, not because of how maybe some other individuals may act or by what other people, business consultants or experts or gurus tell you, but because you're receiving a divine revelation, because you and your company are walking by faith and allowing the truth to be revealed to you at the right time. So that's the second tool, is zooming out or integrating and seeing how you uniquely contribute to the greater whole. And the third and final tool is resetting your focus. And that's what I call equilibrium. How do you, getting really clear on how you achieve balance best. For each individual, it's going to look a little different. There's no blanket rules that apply to everyone. But it's really from pulling the information that you got from zooming in, getting to know yourself and your own uniqueness, and zooming out, getting to see how you fit in the greater whole and how you contribute to that greater whole. That's how you get to see, okay, knowing how I want to contribute and knowing who I am, what does balance look like for me, right? How much do I need to sleep? What kinds of things restore my energy? What kinds of things can I do that really make me feel fulfilled and help me serve others, while at the same time I feel replete, I feel complete, and I feel rejuvenated and invigorated to continue doing my work in the world. So these three tools, zooming in, zooming out, and resetting our focus, which in this case is asking the right questions so that we know where we're focusing our attention and where we're prioritizing things. This is what will help us to update our hardware whenever we're going through transition. This is what's going to help us. The better we get at those three skills, the easier it is going to be for us to move through a transition with resilience and adaptive responsiveness. It doesn't take away challenges. It doesn't make it completely easy, no. But it makes it a little bit easier because we know what we're focused on. We know where we're headed. We know what skills and assets we have, and we know what we need. And thus, it makes it easier to ask for what we need and to know when to pause, when to move forward, when to push through, when to wait. All of that happens through those three tools. So hopefully this is a really simple summary. There are a couple of books I want to refer you to if you want to learn more. Chapter 1 of the book, No Bad Parts by Richard C. Schwartz, really gives a nice overview of how you can get to know yourself, that zoom in on an intimate level. It also kind of applies to the zoom out as well. And then the other, actually it applies to all three. The other book I want to encourage you to take a look at is Sacred Economics. If we're going to really truly end slavery in all of its forms, and there are many forms, we often only look at a couple, but there are many forms of slavery that most of us are in right now, then we're going to have to really understand how the game has actually been set up and how it affects us and our businesses. So I want to thank you for your attention and your time today. Again, those books are No Bad Parts by Richard C. Schwartz and Sacred Economics by Charles Eisenstein. My name is Deborah A. You can find me on LinkedIn at The Real Deborah A is my username on linkedin.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for your time.
Hi, Deborah.
Hi.
Thank you for that presentation and you sharing, I'm going to say your top 3 tips for people and how they should be looking and reviewing things into, elevating themselves and where they are. I wanted to just dive in a little bit further, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Yeah. So, we talked about zoom in and zoom out. So if, I know you suggested some books, but for individuals just who are watching now or may pick up this on the replay, what would be like your top sort of 3 tips for people who felt like it was challenging for them to even review or begin to review, zooming into their life and zooming out? What would be your top 3 tips?
Thank you for that question. Yeah, zooming in is really getting to know your strengths. So you can, there are many, many different types of like strengths finders, personality assessments to get to know yourself better. I actually use something that doesn't require self-evaluation. It's called human design. I use that as a tool because it's very empirical. So you just put in a little bit of data and it gives you all of that kind of information. And it's kind of like a blend of your strengths and DISC and MBTI and a few other things, but it's done in such a way that you can actually see how your energy works, moves through your body, how it helps you, what's efficient for you, like kind of how you should go to sleep. Not It's not super prescriptive, but it just gives you tips if you're struggling in those areas, like how you go to sleep, how you communicate, whether whether it's kind of one-on-one in a group setting, asking questions. Different people's energy types need different things. So that's one tool. You can go to a website called mybodygraph.com and pull up a free report and see your human design. I do leadership style assessments where you can get to, like, I can go through it with you so you don't have to know all the jargon. I can just kind of break it down for you in a really simple way and give you some tools for communication, for decision making, for leaning into your strengths instead of trying to push yourself against what's natural for you. It doesn't mean that you can't do, any of us can do anything, but we all have places where it's easier for us. So if you're really tired or you're really burned out, I'll encourage you to look at certain things that maybe make your life a lot easier, and so you don't have to burn yourself out all the time, that kind of stuff.
No, I appreciate that. And being someone who's aware of energy and an energy person myself, then I know for some people it's not necessarily a familiar term. I think we're still sort of in early days of expanding that. So you said human design and looking at your energy, the type of energy. Can you just name one for the audience so they just have a general idea for anyone that's a newbie?
Name an energy type?
Energy type, yes.
Okay. Yeah, there are 5 energy types. There's so projectors. Most of us, there's 2/3 of the population are generator types. And so those are builders. I'm a generator type. We're here to do work the 9 to 5. Generators are those who usually have 2 jobs or 3 jobs and go to the gym and they can still keep going. As opposed to projectors, manifestors, and reflectors who do not have that kind of physical, sustainable energy. And so sometimes they amplify others' energy, but then they burn out after a while. So those are some types, and learning a little bit about your energy type can really it's quite simple, and it can help you to just start to learn, oh, so that's why this was always happening, and maybe make some small adjustments that can help you with your energy.
No, that's good that you break that down a little bit, just for people who's watching, because hearing it said in that way, and then thinking about, you said the word exhaustion, and I think in the society that we live in, there's a lot of responsibility. I was speaking about that earlier this AM. There's a lot of responsibility that people have, whether it's responsibility to their family, their friends, to the job, whatever it is. And so when you become aware of the things that you're talking about, the energy type that you are, that you can truly dissect that. Now, what you do to help individuals, you said to help them see a bit better. What would be, I guess, for someone who is, let's just go with the rhythm of exhaustion. For someone who is completely exhausted because, they're not like the generator who seems to be able to do all of these things simultaneously, and they're obviously the opposite. How would you work with them to bring their confidence to a place to where they feel that they can actually achieve? How would you go about doing that?
Yeah, well, so my work, it's really about listening to yourself, getting to know yourself. So a lot of times, it doesn't matter what our type is, most of us are burned out, even generators, because we're not listening to ourselves. We're pushing ourselves past our limits. We're not honoring our internal boundaries of okay, this is my enough point, because we're trying to meet external standards, right? And that's a losing game, but it's been set up like that. I'm not going to say that anyone's evil, because I really don't go there, but really it's been set up like that in such a way that keeps us in the grind and unaware of just how we are all in slavery. So it's really important to start to listen to ourselves again. And that's just something that I encourage in different ways. Once I learn somebody's type, I will start to communicate with them in the way that I know is most helpful for their type. I will honor their way of making decisions. And for example, half of the population shouldn't make a decision spontaneously on something that's important. They should sleep on it for a long time, maybe a couple days, maybe a week. So giving people that space and not pressuring them to make decisions if they need that time. Also honoring that some people don't need that time and they can get lost in their heads if they have it. So if there's someone who makes spontaneous decisions, allowing them to do that. So all of these things are little things that we can do. And when we learn it, we can also gift the people around us that honor too, of learning their types and being able to communicate a little bit better with them because we're understanding them a little bit better, how they're made up.
Absolutely. And I do like the way that you said that, because it is about understanding, isn't it? Which leads me into the other sort of question that I have for you, because I know that you support and individuals with looking at areas of diversity, equality, and inclusion, like with their organization in the workplace. And this is a topic in the area that I think is really important, especially in the line of work that you do. And I just wonder if you can expand on that a little bit further, because as Black people in the workplace, there is different things that we have to do for, it seems as if, for self. And it's, it all comes back to their self-esteem, how they see themselves in their career, how they see themselves as an individual, and that has significant implications. So what is your view on that? And how do you encourage people to, maintain their strength when they may have difficult challenges in that area?
That's an excellent question. You got a minute? Because I'm going to really break down a few things right now. I do believe that the DEI conversation is a very necessary conversation that needs to be had. It's what I call an early stage conversation, meaning that after incredible trauma, it needs to be unpacked. Grief, pain, suffering need to be unpacked, need to be voiced. They need to be voiced. They need to be heard. And so I believe that that's where the DEI conversation is right now. And I feel it's incredibly valid. So I want to start with that so that what I say next doesn't sound like I'm minimizing it at all, because I'm not. But I want to be really clear. The DEI conversation is being allowed to go on for a reason. I do believe that in a lot of ways, it's part of the distraction from the bigger issues. Because it's like, you got to give a dog a bone, so the dog kind of leaves you alone. That's the energy that I feel with a lot of things, because how many DEI initiatives have been out there? How many things have been out? And still the data comes in. Most of it doesn't work. Most of it doesn't actually change anything. It's because it's not really getting to the root of things. For us to have a conversation where both you and I are willing to make changes, both you and I need to feel safe.
Absolutely.
And right now, I don't think anyone feels really safe in the DEI conversation, whether it's the people who are feeling the trauma from the past of being victimized, or those who are feeling the trauma from the past of being the perpetrators, because everyone's got trauma. This is a misunderstanding a lot of people have, like, oh, only the victims have the trauma. So does the perpetrator. If they weren't traumatized, they wouldn't be perpetrated. Like, that's part of it. It's a cycle. So it's like we have to go deeper. And with the DEI conversation, it's at the stage where it's the expressing of the grief and the anger and the rage and the pain, which absolutely must happen. I just don't think it's very constructive for actually creating change. They're two different things, right? One is getting that stuff out of your system that needs to get out. Get that stuff out. It has to happen. It has to be heard. It is uncomfortable. I get it. And if you're trying to actually change things so that things can be better, I don't think that's the best way to do it. I really think you need to go deeper, because underneath all of those layers, everyone has different forms of trauma, whether it's, I'm going to block this out and pretend like it doesn't exist, la, 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 la. Or the people who are screaming, you must hear me, stop closing your ears. Everyone's dealing with a different angle of this. But when we come to the core of it, doesn't matter what our skin color is, we absolutely have connection to divine wisdom at any moment in time. But we've lost connection because of the way the system is set up. So it's learning how to reconnect. And each of us has a different way to do it. But I still see it as something that, even when I see a lot of things like, people have different meditative practices and different things, but it's still, to me, it feels like it could go deeper. That's just me. That's Deborah. It's not a judgment. It's just my observation, is that when we get to the core, it can be quite simple. If it's complicated, if it takes many hours, if I need to stand on one foot and wait for the wind to be a certain way and the moon and the stars to align, I'm out. I'm not going to remember that, right? Like, it's not something I can sustain long term on a consistent basis. I need something that's simple. So what my job is, because one of my life themes, I'm here to be a teacher and an explainer of complex things in simple ways that help people to shift the way they see themselves and the world around them. So what I try to do is break those things down in such a simple way that 1, 2, 3, I can do this today. I can practice this now with my kids, with my husband, with my parents, whoever it is, and I can keep growing and expanding as myself, regardless of my gender or my color or any of that. I can do this because I have a connection to divine source. Even if other people have made me forget it, I can remember it, and that can guide me. That's why I said walking by faith is allowing that wisdom to guide me to what is correct for me. And the more of us that tune into that, that is how we overcome all of these different injustices. We find our own way. We don't worry about their game. We stop trying to play their game their way and trying to win and persevere. And instead, we take that perseverance into our own game. And we have our own direct connection to source. And we cut out all those middlemen and all those people who are telling us we couldn't do it, and we do it. So that's my answer.
Thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. That is definitely, I gave you a loaded sort of question that have multiple layers to it. And I think the baseline is when you speak about the core, it's important. And the core begins with the individual, isn't it? But I think, a lot of people who are on these journeys, some of them don't have, and that's where you come in and the things that you do to be able to support them on that journey, wherever they are, to support them to see things sort of differently, or to have strategies to dive into that sort of the core other issues that might be around it. But DEI is an area of deeper exploration, especially for people to feel safe and secure. So it was just a topic that I thought would be good to sort of expand on. Yes. I heard you say the best places to sort of get in contact with you. If you before I asked you that again, because there was one of them, but I want to know if there was others. If someone is going to engage in working with you, and they get in contact with you, is it like a short-term plan? Do you do short-term, long-term? How do you work with individuals?
Yes, that's a great question. So if someone just wants to get a little bit of an understanding of how I could help them, let's say, with just learning about themselves, because that's always our first step. We always start with just the individual. There's something that's really simple, just a 2-session package that's really short and gives them a nice, like a leadership style board. So at the end of it, they understand a little bit more about their leadership style. It's something visual that they can refer to when they forget, and also about how that connects to their work, whether it's a project they're working on, a company, whatever their focus is and their mission right now. I give them some really simple tools. So that's a really great starting place to start from. If they're like, I just want to kind of do a little bit, I don't want to get too far in. And then when I work with organizations, depending on the size, if it's a small one, maybe it's 6 months, but usually it's about 12 months when it's a larger organization. Once they've said, okay, yes, we have a whole plan, because we go through a plan first. That's the first thing we do. And then if they say, yes, we want your help to implement this plan, they have the plan, they can do it on their own, or they can get my help, then it's a 12-month process where I work with every single level of people in that company. So the senior leadership, the middle management, every team member in different ways, but it's only 90 minutes a week. That way that through that period of time, they really have a true transformation in the organization. And it's not just here's another corporate training to watch, and then everyone forgets about it or rolls their eyes, or it creates more problems, or whatever you've seen in the past. But there's a chance for us to really get to the root of what the organization needs and implement it, and make notes and make adjustments in that period of time.
That is excellent. I like that 2-part process, and I like the long-term game. So it gives you an opportunity to really work it through. Deborah, that is excellent. It's been excellent kind of getting some more answers and hearing a bit more about how you would go forward working with individuals and organizations. I definitely appreciate you. I wanted to just leave with you again, letting people know how to get in contact with you.
Yeah, the best way to contact me is on LinkedIn. It really is, because that's really the platform I'm focused on right now. The Real Deborah A. So the Real Deborah, DEBORAH, and then my last initial A is my, after the linkedin.com/in, that's my username on LinkedIn. And that's the best way to reach me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Deborah. It's been excellent having you on the show. Deborah A., thank you very much. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you.
Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for our high school seniors going to college, K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or the cash app that's on the screen below that says BBX USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank you, our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023, NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie, Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, The Hello, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Mullane Shawnee Global, 5-Star BDM Media, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artist App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am a child of the Most High God. He has gifted me in ways that I could not even imagine and didn't know.
There was a time when I didn't know who I was. I listened to other people tell me who I should be, what I should do. I listened to people telling me that I should be a boutique owner, that I should be a construction manager, that I should be a laborer. Have you ever felt like you should do something else, be something else, go somewhere else, be wherever you wanted to be, and you felt like you were in a box? Anybody in the room? And you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? And you kept trying to go and you couldn't get out? Anybody in the room? But let me tell you, you need to rock the box. Rock the box.
I am engaging, inspiring, and empowering. I would give you everything I know. Just by touching you, if I could, by osmosis, give you every single thing I've learned, I've gone through, I know I would. We know that's not possible, but as it is possible, I love to share information with people.
Some of you out there, people have told you that you can't be, you can't have, you can't do. But I will tell you, like Kingston said, you can, you must, and you will. If it's to be, it's going to be me. You got to say it. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be. If it's to be, it's going to be.
Barbara is because she believed what her mama said about her and not what other people told her.
Every day you wake up, when you're in a situation, it's your choice whether it's an advantage or the disadvantage.
She gained her confidence and her life, and now she is a testimony.
If I can help you elevate yourself, then I feel like I'm elevating my own self as well. What you know and I know together can change the world.
Phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and
have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coach Ed. Tanya T.Y. is here. So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Rhonda? And leave it inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you. How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely, and this is how you look to the world. Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow. Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur, or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
You are in the right place at the right time. The Black Business Network opens again for its Black Business Olympics, a 24/7 broadcast on business, strategies, global branding, social media marketing, finance, advertisement, and much more. Featuring the top, most powerful entrepreneurs and speakers and thought leaders from all around the world as they gather together for this phenomenal event. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the metaverse, STEM City USA, Black Multiverse, Pod TV, Roku, Hulu, iHeartRadio, Apple TV, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Facebook, LinkedIn, IBM TV, Spotify, and Twitch. Tune in today and be a part of this amazing movement. The Black Business Olympics welcomes you.
Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaw, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series. where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius is coming.
I was born in a little village on the island of Haiti. Many deadly diseases pounded me. It is as if they were on a mission to end my existence on this earth. I refused to give up. In 1983, I left Haiti and came to the United States of America. And I came with $5, 2 shirts. I didn't speak any English. I came to Atlanta. I got a job. I was a doorman. I was a doorman with a dream. What I used to do, I used to come on stage. I'd rehearse this moment that I'm standing in front of you. That's the power of a dream. Maybe today is the day you begin acting as if you already have it. And then step out with full force. Take a risk. No condition is permanent. Don't let your situation distract you. You are chosen. You are called. You are born for a purpose in this life.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
You're here today to celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America. And my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
Sometimes you got to hear the news from the Black perspective, and more specifically, Black publishers. And that's exactly why you have to download the HeyTie app, the largest mobile app delivering breaking news, videos, and podcasts from 200 of your favorite Black publishers. Yes, 200 Black publishers delivering news as it happens, literally all in one app. Go to hayti.com or download the app in the Google Play Store or Apple App Store. It's completely free, along with information that you can trust, so go check them out.
Are you a forward-thinking entrepreneur or business owner? The world is changing faster than ever, and it's time to pivot and adapt to the future. Hello LLC is here to help you do just that. Hello stands for helping enterprises leverage leading-edge optimizations. Our innovative solutions can streamline operations, reduce overhead costs, and give you a competitive edge in a market projected to reach $5 trillion by 2030. By pivoting to the metaverse, businesses can tap into a rapidly growing market that is projected to be a significant part of daily life for 25% of Americans by 2026. As a full digital metaverse agency, the Hello LLC can help you create custom solutions to streamline operations, increase productivity, reduce costs, and drive brand recognition. Why should you pivot to the metaverse with the Hello LLC? By leveraging cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, and unlock new revenue streams. Contact us today to make the pivot.
Hello, I am Dr. Eric Kelly III, the visionary strategist and founder of the Black Business Olympics. I invite you to showcase your Black-owned businesses on the Black Business Network global stage. The Black Business Olympics is a global Black Business Network platform that propels Black-owned businesses into the international spotlight. By showcasing your business on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can reach a worldwide audience of potential customers, partners, and investors. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and expert in your field, attract lucrative partnerships, and more speaking engagements. In addition, the Black Business Olympics platform provides a valuable opportunity to connect and collaborate with like-minded entrepreneurs and business professionals from around the world. This can lead to new business opportunities, ideas, and relationships. Finally, by sharing your story and expertise on the Black Business Olympics platform, you can inspire and empower others. This is a powerful way to make a positive impact on the world and leave a lasting legacy. If you are a Black-owned business owner, I encourage you to seize the opportunity to showcase your business on the Black Business Olympics platform. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to make an indelible mark on the world. Be one of the 1,000 visionary entrepreneurs who are changing students' lives, shaping industries, and leaving an unforgettable legacy for their families. Unleash your voice on our global stage and watch your business thrive. Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Yes, the entire world. Just give me a call today at 919-308-9090.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Spiritual Teak, and I'm your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Our next up, we have a fireside chat with two amazing speakers, Dr. Enola. Dr. Enola is an award-winning international speaker and author, global influencer, social entrepreneur, multi-award-winning life business coach, and global ambassador for peace. She's the CEO of Enola Limited, Director of Operations of Vision Africa Development, co-founder of Easy Step Group Manager Consulting, CCO for Fab Unite TV. She's the founder and CEO of Expressions of Humanity Foundation, which provides an emergency humanitarian aid, promotes global activism, and provides life skill training to underserved communities. Who will be joining her is Juanita Robertson. Juanita is a facilitator dedicated to addressing embedded trauma. She's a spiritual teacher, speaker, author, life coach, and a storyteller. Her work over the past 20 years has been focused in the areas of healing, initiation, grief, leadership, diversity, and inclusion. Recent work has included the work of Kellogg Foundation Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformational Program and People's Action Heartland Initiative, a listening tour of rural and small-town America. Juanita has a background in organizational management and development with a concentration on integral theory, which has supported her in looking at the world in a more holistic way. I present to you Dr. Enola and Juanita. Hi, ladies. Genius. I'll see you on the other side.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful, beautiful introduction. And It's so wonderful to be here. And myself, Dr. Enola Fodi, and Juanita Robertson. And I'm just going to kick it off a little bit with Juanita. Talk to us a little bit about your background in terms of the programs that you work with, because your work is trauma-based. And goodness knows that we all go through trauma coming up through the ages.
Definitely. That one of the things I love, Melodoma Somé of West Africa and Burkina Faso, he said that in the West, we often do our initiation through trauma. So because our souls know we need to be initiated. And, I'm no different in that. And so part of what got me in this work is being on my own healing journey and really looking at what does it mean to really be alive? The trauma keeps us stuck. And so this journey of stepping into my own healing, and the thing that I love about that is that when we start to look for the places where we can lean into that journey, people show up for us to help us because we can't do it alone. We each need each other in this process. And so my healing started really young. And so as I got older, of course, I think the way that the world works is you get sent the people that you need to learn what you need to learn. And you show up for the people who need what you have. And so the journey has, I say, birthed me into being in this process.
It's so funny too, because I sit there and I think about my own experiences in my own time. And really for me, it was my time in the corporate life, because here it was that we do everything that we're expected to do, right? We go to school, we pick a course of life of what we want to study or what we think we want to perceivably study at the time. We're young, so we don't really know. We're just picking what we think is best because that's what we've been told to do. And we go, we pursue this and explore these subjects that we believe that we're going to live the rest of our life embracing. And what I found out is that I did everything that I was supposed to do. And it was only halfway through my life that I realized, this isn't it. This
Yes.
isn't what I want to do. How did I get here? What did I do? Well, I followed the yellow brick road, right? I followed everything I was told to do, what I was told to do. And then you get to that precipice in life where it's just like, it's not working. And trauma comes in so many different forms.
Yes.
To me, that was traumatic. That was a breakdown of like, here it is. I put 10, 15, 20 years into this vocation, to this framework of how I'm supposed to live, how I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't like it. And I got a peek in the box of those that I aspired to be like, and I didn't like them either.
Yes. 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 I think part of it is because we're all so swimming in the water of what I say is what's right, real, and true is white and male. We get caught up in this Eurocentric model that tells us what success looks like. And then, we use that as a yardstick to measure everything. But I think what real growing up and stepping into our own genius requires us to do is to really choose our own yardstick. To really examine, do I believe like the things you're talking about? Do I believe these stories that I've been telling, or that I've been told? Is this truly my way to freedom? One of the things that I love about the slave archetype, and we all somewhere in our ancestry have that in us, is that the shadow side of the slave archetype has us be a slave to a person, a thing, or even an idea. But the light side of the slave archetype is being a slave to the divine spirit within. It's actually how we find our freedom. It teaches us self-mastery. And so as we step into more and more of claiming our own freedom, that to me is what opens up possibility.
It absolutely does. For me, the navigation through that which I didn't like was the huge, huge learning experience in my own self-healing.
Yeah.
Because the first thing we have to do is we have to look in the mirror and we have to say, I don't like this. And you have the Eurocentric way of doing things, and to say, I don't like this is going against the grain. And we have to find our most courageous self to be able to stand in our truth and just basically say, you know what?
Yeah.
I did everything I was supposed to do. I did like I was told, and it's not working. It doesn't work for me. And by the way, now that I recognize I found the courage and the strength enough to say it doesn't work for me, how do I get out of this?
Yes. Yes.
What do I do? And I'll let you speak to that a little bit.
Well, for me, one of the things, I started my journey when I was really young. And so at 15, I went to court and pressed charges against my stepfather for sexual abuse. And I stood on one side of the courtroom, and him and my mother stood on the other side. And he pled to a lesser charge. So he got served, I think it was 90 days to be served on weekends so he could work during the week. So I lived with him during the week, and he went to jail on the weekends. And so that in itself, that I would choose to go to court was going against the grain. And then, I moved out on my 18th birthday. And it was, like I said, people showed up for me, showed up in my own healing and my own journey. And one of the biggest gifts, I think, is this question when something shows up for us of what is this? How is this helping us? Like, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Changing the question to, why is this happening for me? Because everything shows up in service to us. And so, I think that's a start. It's just to even start to be curious about what things are, what the purpose of things that are showing up in your life are trying to gift you with.
I totally agree. For me, it was being married for 30 years and then finally deciding that that's it, I'm done. And to be able to take that moment in time and say, okay, now I'm going to recreate my whole life. Okay. And pick up and move across from New York to California, start all over again and start from zero to be able to build up what it is that I always aspired to be versus what I was required to be, which helps us segue right into that conversation of, and I love to term it this way, dream a beautiful dream or you will be dreamt, right? If you don't hold a vision for yourself, if you don't perceive exactly what you want to do, how you want to be, how you want to work, what you choose to do, then it will be stated for you.
Yes.
And many of us live our lives that way. We live our lives because I came out with it from the beginning of this conversation, right? You're told what to do. You know, this is the format you follow. This is what you have to do. You know, this is what you have to decide. And here's when you have to decide it. And come on, do what's expected of you, right?
Yes.
And so that's being dreamt because you're really not stepping up and having your own voice in that. Some people do. God bless them. They're the ones that say, I don't want to do this technical stuff. I want to be an artist.
Yes.
I don't want to do this. I want to be the singer, or I want to be the dancer, or I want to be whatever. And God bless them because they found within them to say, this is what I am and this is what I love.
Yes.
But many of us don't. Many of us follow what we're told, and then we get to a midlife crisis that says, okay, I've done this for years and years and years. I'm miserable and I don't know how to change it.
Yes.
And those who are listening, they know what I'm talking about. Many of us don't admit it. We don't admit that we're miserable. We don't admit that we've gone through all life, 20, 30, 40 years of doing this thing that we don't want to do anymore, but we just don't know how to transition it and how to get out of it.
Well, I think we don't know how to transition, but I also think sometimes we don't even realize there's something else possible.
Yes.
You know, and so there's James Hillman talks about we're struggling from a lack of imagination. You know, if you can't even imagine it, you can't have a feeling around it.
Right.
And so I think people get stuck. They don't even know that something else is possible. Yeah.
So we're coming up on the new year. Here it is. We have the opportunity to just basically, well, actually every day is an opportunity to do this.
Yes.
But the new year highlights it, okay? Well, we'll talk about the new year highlights it. And this is the time where everybody's like, okay, I'm going to introduce into my life something that I love. I'm going to introduce into my life something that I've been looking for all this time, but maybe never had the courageous ambition to go after it or introduce it into my life or embrace it. And this is a perfect opportunity.
Yes. Yes. I
so
think it's a perfect opportunity to really know we're always in co-creation. You know,
so how do we co-create? Let's have that discussion about what co-creation looks like. And notice that we said co-creation and not change.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to change this and I'm going to change that. It doesn't work. It lasts for about a hot minute. And then you get back into the same patterns. You get back into the same habits. And then you go,
well, change doesn't mean transformation either. You know?
No, it does not.
You know, everything always changes. But that doesn't mean that it's what we desire. You know?
Right.
I think we often will choose things because there are things often we think we should be choosing, not that we really have the desire and really the passion to choose them. Yeah.
Right. True. Well, you know, I always love to go back to my heart. What is my heart longing for?
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times people can't tell the difference between the head versus the heart. And I'm going to actually go there, right? So your head is made up of two hemispheres, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere, right? Right brain, left brain, right? So there's polarity there, right? So there's opposition there. For everything that you love, you're going to think of something that is like wrong with it, you know, good, bad, right, wrong, you know, hot, cold, you know, I want to do this, but I don't have the money. Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas the heart, if we were to physically look at what a heart looks like, the heart muscle is actually one muscle. It is not, it is one muscle. It's knotted into four chambers, but it is one muscle. Okay. Therefore, there's no polarity. There's no duality. There's no two sides of it working. There's one heart. It pumps. It is the gateway. It is the seed of all that we are. Okay. So when the heart desires something, It usually desires it, and it doesn't give you the opposition to it. And it tends to take us out of our comfort zone, right? Because it's like, oh, I'd really love to do this. That's it. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd really love to do this. And then we go, okay, how do I do this? And then that's when the head kicks in and goes, well, you could do this, but blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yes.
So that heart longing is what we tend to a lot of times ignore.
Yes.
Longing of, I really, really love to get out of this job. And just admittedly say, but I don't know how. I need help.
Yes.
I'd really like to go along this path because I've been going left for so long. I really would love to go right. But right is out of my comfort zone. I don't know how to go right. How do I get to right?
Yes. What I love about what you're saying, first of all, my father's a cardiologist.
Okay.
And my parents were 15 when I was born. And so by the time I was 12, I could do a complete physical because my dad was learning stuff he was teaching me, right? And one of the things I love about when you speak about the heart is there's actually 3 different philosophies of the heart. There's the physical heart that you were speaking of, the blood pumping physical heart. There's the passionate heart, what pulls us from the inside out. And there's also the essence of something, the heart of the matter. And I think so often why we avoid or don't step into co-creating what we want is because of fear. There was a friend of mine who had just given a speech about courage. And we were together and she said for the first time she looked at the word courage and saw the word rage and realized that every courageous act has a bit of rage in it. And when I heard that, it just kept working me. And I was talking to people and then someone says, well, the beginning of courage is core, which is heart. It's from the root of the word heart rage. And there's a book called Iron John where Robert Bly speaks about, he says, anger is personal. Rage is archetypal, it's communal. And so I started to wonder if courage by definition is communal. And when we're choosing and acting courageously, what if what we're really doing is stepping out of a personal fear into honoring a collective truth? And in that process, honoring all 3 philosophies of the heart. And I wonder if we knew that when I choose and act courageous, that it's not just for me, that it actually benefits all of us if it would help us to choose it more often.
How beautiful. How really, really beautiful. And it's so funny because I love to define fear in my own way.
Yeah.
And in my definition of fear is just like a bubble and you're at the center of it. Okay? And in the center, as long as you stay within the boundaries, you're a happy camper. But as soon as you go past the boundaries of the bubble, you're in uncomfortable territory. You're in unknown territory. So therefore, there's the fear.
Yeah.
You're out of your comfort zone. And really, that's what fear is. We're out of our comfort zone. It's unknown. It's questionable. It's something we have to explore or expand to make it part of our comfort zone.
Yeah. And I think there's an element of fear that is developmental. So if you think about it, when you're young and you're like trying to learn how to walk and you might be a little afraid and wobbly and stuff, it serves you in some way. But if now as a grown person, if you were like wobbly and paid attention to every step you make, it doesn't serve you. And so fear can be a place where it really starts to teach us and help us to push those boundaries as you spoke about, or it can be a place that we allow to hold us back. These days, I always say, if I'm afraid, I'm probably more likely to do something than less, because I know, like you're speaking of, that it's pushing my edges, it's pushing my comfort zone, and that it's a challenge. It's like, what if fear becomes an invitation instead of a warning at a particular point?
Well, then that's something that we embrace and we move through the story of fear, right? Because we love to create stories. stories about how we were afraid, what we did, but then we love to create the storytelling of how we overcame that which we were most fearful of.
Yes.
So as we come on the new year, the question is, what is the story that you want to tell?
Yes.
And what is it that you want to co-create, right?
Well, and I think because I work with stories with people at times too, it's not only what is the story you want to create, but looking at what is the story you're letting go of. You know, there has to be an emptying out first before there's room for what you say you want. And so, and to really recognize that those stories were held in place by belief systems and other people in our life who we've authorized to tell that story, you know? And so that we can choose new stories. I think one of the biggest misconceptions is we think that our experiences create our belief systems instead of the other way around. Our belief systems call up our experiences because the universe wants to prove you right. You know, that piece where you're talking about getting clear about what it is that we want. I think it's one of the hardest questions for us to answer as humans. What do you want? And so many coaching sessions when I'm with people, they just have no idea. And I always say, we want to do the divine's job and we want the divine to do our job. We want the divine to tell us what we want. And then we want to figure out how it's supposed to happen, when it's supposed to happen, who it's supposed to happen with. But our job is to figure out the what and surrender the how, the when, and the who. That doesn't mean that we don't have desires or ask about it, but we're not attached to it, which allows the free flow of things to show up.
Exactly. So in saying all of that, the first thing that comes to my mind is to take pause.
Yes.
Okay. And the reason why take pause comes up is because we are in a world that keeps us so busy and so overstimulated and so engaged. And I say overstimulated, not stimulated, overstimulated, right? Because the word that everybody is embracing, oh, I'm multitasking. No, you're not. You're just taking on a bunch of different things. You're doing them one at a time, but you're half doing everything instead of fully executing one thing.
And we don't realize it's a form of violence. We don't realize that the busyness is a form of violence, you know? And so to slow down.
A bit more on that so that people understand.
Yeah. So, you know, we need rest. We need to, you know, even just for integration, the spaces in between are so important. It's like music. Music without space is just noise. Well, our life is that way too. So, you know, the noise can become really violent. And oftentimes we're keeping busy so we don't have to feel. It's only when you slow down and take pause that that heart that you were talking about really can start communicating with you. You know, but we're afraid of feeling. And I think so often because we're afraid of the grief that often comes with feeling.
And I think it's really, really powerful what you're saying. And I want to highlight it and I want to emphasize it, right? Because the industry is now setting it up so that you can't take pause ever, right?
Yes.
We don't need noise at the gas station while you're pumping gas. We don't need music. We don't need commercials. We don't need any. We don't need the television at the checkout center of the grocery store so that you're looking at checkout and the noise and the commercials and everything else. It's like they're filling in noise wherever you used to have silence.
Yeah.
And you actually have to get away from the city and from the activity of things and walk in nature in order to find the silence.
Yes.
And now it's getting to a point there people are actually uncomfortable in silence, and silence is absolutely necessary.
Yes. And not only uncomfortable in silence, but even like I was at a theater recently with a friend and the person sitting next to me could not stay off his phone. Now we're at the theater, we're listening to a performer. I mean, it was live theater and he can't, like every 5 minutes he had to be on his phone. And so the light of it, and I was thinking, we don't even realize how addicted we've become to these things, you know? Yeah. And that's why I say it's, you know, it's a violence because it's not serving. There's a certain point where these tools that are available can serve or not serve us. And so us even stopping enough to ask those questions, being curious enough, like you said, starts with a pause. It starts with a pause and it starts with curiosity.
So we talked about releasing different things. You know, many of us for the New Year's talk about what we want to invite in, what we want to change, or how we want to transform in order to embrace new things. But you know, one of the things that I love to do two things. What am I going to release? What habits am I going to release? Work on releasing and letting go so that they don't stay engaged. Like, for example, shutting down my internet when I go to bed.
Yes.
I literally shut it off, like shut everything off, go to bed, rise, turn things on, because that's my pause. That's my silence. Silence in the eve and silence in the night, right? So what is it that you want to co-create? I wanted to bring in silence because silence allows me to think. Silence allows me to process. Silence gives my heart peace.
Yes.
And silence allows me to actually be creative because something new can come in the silence that I hadn't thought about before. But something new coming into the noise doesn't happen very often. How about yourself?
Yeah, I think for me, it's the silence and the pause, but it's also the grief. You know, one of the things that I love that someone said to me when I was having my daughter, I asked these women that I knew had raised strong girls what advice they would give me. And one woman says, everyone will tell you to celebrate the milestones. I'm going to tell you to grieve them. And she said, because if we're not grieving, we're not emptying out. And there's no room for the new to come in, which we say we want. And what I love about that is that I think, you know, grief, if we don't know how to grieve, we don't know how to live. And I've often said, what better gift than a pandemic to give to a culture that has forgotten how to grieve? Because, you know, it's like trying to teach us so that we can empty out so there's room for what we say we want to come in. But if there's no room, you can't create something new. It's kind of like why you have to clean out your house, right? Before you bring new stuff in. We have to do that with our lives and with ourselves too.
Right. So I know that we're coming up on the hour soon. And since there's two of us, it's going to be great to start a little bit now to talk about how people can contact you, what it is that you offer, and how people can reach out to you if they want to work with you.
Yes. So for me, my company's name is Nzuzu. It's NZUZU. And so you can track me down on my website. We also have a site on Facebook and on LinkedIn. The work that I do one-on-one coaching, but I also run a 16-month leadership rites of passage cohort for adults. I think we have such an adolescent adult culture. So the question is, how do we grow up adults? For me, it's through initiation. I also do consulting work for companies, and it's that we're finding more and more times, like we were just talking about in the busyness, to be disconnected from each other. You know, with all these machines, we have less time to be human with each other. And so my work is about how do we reclaim our own humanity and to lean into how we go it together, even more so than where we're going. Because if we can do the how, we can go anywhere together. And Enolia, you and I have also been talking about and looking at hosting this summer a gathering of the wisdom keepers, because it's time for us to come together to learn with each other and to do some offerings ourselves, which will take place in Peebles, Ohio in June. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, and it's really, really close to Serpent Mound, the area that you're talking about. And so for those who are familiar with Serpent Mound, it's a beautiful, beautiful sacred site that is right near, it's right near the town of Hope, correct? Is that correct, Juanita? So in pulling the wisdom keepers together, we're actually hoping to be able to bring people from all over the world and really just gather and hold space and enjoy bringing forward some of the healing arts that people are in possession of as practitioners, and also to be able to share the wisdom and the knowledge across the board. We're looking to have this particular gathering potentially bi or triannually. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful time that all of the wisdom keepers can come together. And if you're one of those people who are seeking knowledge, if you're one of those people who loves to participate in ceremony, you're going to really, really have a beautiful time with this. So
yes, and I also think it's a time
And
for
then-
us to affirm peace with each other and through the world with all the stuff that's happening. You know, I think that we're going through growth as a species, you know, in our evolution of consciousness. And so the coming together and the support is so needed.
Yeah. And just to share a little bit about my work too, as I'm a wellness or spiritual leader, I'm a grandmother elder, and I love working with people, and I love working with people from many, many aspects. So all the way from energy medicine to counseling and coaching. So I have a couple of formalized programs, the Empower, Achieve, Succeed, Self-Mastery program, which is a masterclass that you submerge in 10 weeks of working at looking internal to yourself, looking in to master self and laying a strong foundation so that as you build on your personal life, as you build in your professional life, in any respect, that core, the solid core of where you're coming from is strong, you know? So looking at those vulnerabilities and really transforming them into your strengths and giving yourself a 360 degree view of looking at life versus just one. So this, as well as different aspects of coaching that I do, I work with people who are doing their startup businesses and the energy of their businesses too, because as a leader, we each bring an energy to what we lead because we're energy beings, and it has an impact. And it actually guides or navigates through life as you lead. That energy that you bring, that space that you hold, and how you go about going forward for your successes and your vision. So those pieces are really, really key. And before we really sum things up, the other thing that I wanted to bring up is the fact that when we as individuals self-reflect and really go inside to look for our answers and to understand that that which we are looking for isn't outside of ourselves, but always inside of ourselves. And the answers that we're looking for are inside of ourselves. Then what you're going to find is that the trust for yourself, the understanding of the value that you bring to the table and your contributions for the world are that much more stronger, accepted, engaged, and sought after. Because when you know who you are and what you are at the core of your foundation, then you present that in every respect. And what better way to present that than to know thyself? So I wanted to share just that little tidbit there. And Juanita, do you have anything that you wanted to share?
I think just that, you know, so often one of the reasons that we don't step into our own healing is just that we're afraid, right? And I think, like we were talking earlier about fear, what if fear is an invitation and not a warning? And just this piece about we can't go it alone. You know, so often the fear is because we're afraid we'll drown in it. All of us are. So having someone to be in the journey with, you know, we're humans, we need each other, is essential to the healing. Yeah.
So if you're seeking a coach, if you're seeking a facilitator, if you're seeking a program, both Juanita and I offer those particular types of activities for you to be able to engage in. And there's nothing wrong with asking for assistance. You know, a lot of times we're going, I want to transform, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I just don't know how to begin. I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to change the course of my business. We're here.
Yes.
We're
And I think it's that because we think giving can only be one way, when we really understand that giving is always both ways at the same time, we just don't usually ask the other person, what do they get out of giving to us? But when we really get that it happens immediately, then I think it can make it easier. I think so often we don't ask because we feel like we're taking something from someone instead of it being an exchange. Yeah.
So one of the last things that I wanted to share with the audience also is the fact that we belong to a community called the Healers Hub.
Yes.
Okay. And the Healers Hub is a group of practitioners that we gather together. We all bring different skill sets to the table, you know, hypnotherapy, whatever the case may be. And you can engage in that particular, you can seek the practitioner you want to work with. So I'll leave it at that. I see that our moderator is back.
Yes.
It's been a pleasure. Look, Dr. Nola Foti and Juanita Robinson, I've been back here just cheesing. I'm like, oh, this has been a really good hour. Thank you all for all of your insight, your dedication, your leadership into the collective and everything that you continue to inspire to tap into the area of trauma and talk about grief and what, you know, as a community that we need to dive into and strategies to sort of expand. I just was here like, yes, because spirituality is, you know, it's everything that's within me. And that's everything that we are. So it's just been an absolute pleasure to just listen to the both of you. I just want to ask, where are you both located? Where are you in the world? I know you were you stateside. I'm not stateside, but where states are you in?
Oh, go ahead, please.
I was just going to say, I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So
you're in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, my family, I have roots there. We might be cousins. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where are you? Are you in?
I'm in Luanda in Angola, Africa. So I'm coming to you from Africa.
Oh, wow. I love this. I love this whole international connection. And I'm originally from California, but I'm in London. So
okay.
3 different time zones right now.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. And just before we wrap up, I know you guys were giving some last key, you know, sort of advice for people, but if they wanted to get in contact with you, what would be the fastest and quickest way for anyone that is looking for what you offer to be able to tap into you? I'll start with Dr. Anoli. Oh, well, I'll start with Juanita Robinson first.
Yes. So again, it would be my website, and it's www.nzuzu.com. It's the quickest way to reach me.
Excellent, Juanita. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure where Dr. Noli Foti went, but I may have missed when she linked in her website. Did she say it when I was off the screen? Did you hear that?
She did mention about how to contact her and the work that she's doing as well.
Okay. No, that is excellent. That is excellent. You know what? It's been a pleasure again. I'm sure you'll be back on because you have a lot to offer and a lot to say, the both of you. And like I said, the pleasure was all mine.
Thank you. Mine too.
Jesus coming, my lovely. I see you on the other side.
All right. Take care.
You too. Oh, yes. The Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college from kindergarten to 12th grade. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or the Cash App that's on the screen. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank you, our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023. The NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, The Hello, LLC, the Margie McLean Foundation, Genius is Common. Earth Essentials, Mullane Shaney Global, 5-Star BDM Media, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is Common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-Star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business.
Join Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
Ignite your life and seize the new year by effectively planning it with your 2024 Ignite and Take Flight Planner. It's time to navigate your success with strategic project management. Win with inspiring quotes from inspirational people that will guide you to the success you deserve. And don't forget to track your dollars, habits, empowering notes, and connect with dynamic brands. It's never too late to start planning your success. Get your copy now.
Artist to me is a creative expression of something from nothing. You know, it explodes onto the canvas, or it explodes on in my work. One of the things that I try to do more than anything is I try to just give the lines and the movements and emotions and expressions into what I do. Art really means to me a chance to express how I feel deep down inside. Most of my art begins as a thought that I might have, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's history, whether it's a woman or a man. It pretty much starts as an idea of thought before I get into the actual image of what I'm going to draw. I do a lot of historical pieces. I was a history minor in college, and I love to do history pieces. And a lot of times I'm thinking about history, and then I try to make that history impact you as you look at it. That's one of the reasons I do pictures so large. You know, people ask me, why do I do the pictures so big? And I tell them, I want the piece to impact them as they're looking at it. To kind of dominate them, dominate their space. And most of my pieces I try to do off page. I don't try to do anything that's going to be in those four corners or in a square. And I want your imagination to be a part of the piece that you're looking at.
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools. We help them implement, I love to leave the inherited lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income, and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. Wow. I nearly lost it all. Wow. When I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it. If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that? Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Rose.
Did you know that approximately 333.34 million businesses exist today, according to a report from 2021? And you may be one of those businesses, or maybe you're not in the business market yet, but you're aspiring to be a business owner. Well, guess what? You're in the right place at the right time. Because let's face it, everything is about timing and opportunity. Hi, my name is Dr. Lotus Richey, and I'm the CEO and founder of the Lotus Richey Coaching and Consulting LLC, along with the Lotus Richey Ignite Show. 15 Minutes of Success with Dr. Lotus Richey, as well as books to boom your business and bring who you are. And today, I want to bring this amazing message to you about the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics. See, the Black Business Network and the Black Business Olympics is designed to help people just like you, that's right, that look like me, to take their business to the next level. Not just in your front yard or your backyard, but globally. The Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics is designed not to just help you survive, but to help you thrive. So join us today as we come together with businesses all around the world to support our students, our children, our young teens, our young entrepreneurs. What we do is we come together to help raise funds for students who are aspiring to be business entrepreneurs, who are aspiring and who are thriving in college. We endow them with a wonderful opportunity to gain scholarship of either a laptop or several thousands of dollars. And we invite you to help be a
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
Good morning, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Spiritual Teak, and I'm your business moderator for this morning on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate business about business. This AM at 11, I have something very exciting. We're going to do a fireside chat, and it's going to be led by Bikika Blackmore. Bikika is known for inspirational speaking and singing to audiences all around the world, leading discussions on the importance of self-worth. She has 30 years experience in entertainment, diversity, equity and inclusion, and event production. Bikika has opened for an entertainment icon such as Harry Belafonte, Maya Angelou, and toured with Oleta Adams. In addition, she is the co-founder of Fave Unite TV and a streaming television program in 2020. The platform seizes the opportunity to offer a rich, authentic, and immersive content library focused on Black, Indigenous, and people of color. The approach is underscored by a commitment to bridging the gap between the genuine human experience and the often curated digital personas that dominate the online landscape. Who's be on the fire chat with her is Dr. Anoya Foti, who'll be coming back again. And Dr. Anoya Foti is an award-winning international speaker and author, global influencer, social entrepreneur, multi-award-winning life business coach, and global ambassador for peace. Who also will be joining her is Juanita Robinson. And Juanita is a facilitator dedicated to addressing the embedded trauma. She's a spiritual teacher, speaker, author, life coach, and a storyteller. Her work over the past 20 years has been focused in the areas of healing, initiation, grief, leadership, diversity, and inclusion. And I also will be joining them in this fireside chat. Again, I am Spiritual Teak, a natural empath, a Reiki master teacher, transformational speaker and coach, theta practitioner, soon to be author, and an entrepreneur, rising galactic starseed incarnated here to support beautiful souls on this planet. I present to you all of these beautiful ladies, Juanita Robertson, Dr. Noah Foti, and Bukika Blackmore. Where's that beautiful face? There she is. Hi. I feel pleasured and honored to be with all three of you beautiful souls. So I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'll hand over to you, Bukika.
Absolutely. It is wonderful to be with you beautiful women, Black women in business here on Black Business Olympics on the Black Business Network. My dear friend Enolia, so good to see you, my dear, and Spiritual Tiki. Juanita, thank you so much for being here today. This is such a momentous occasion to have such powerful women working together in the field of Black business. So, of course, we are not only that, but we are all in that realm of spiritual connection, are we not? And I tell you one thing, I rely on the wisdom of Black women in my world growing up, and I'm so grateful to do that with all of you today. So I'm just going to go around the room and ask people to just share with the audience why being a Black woman in business, especially today in these times that we're living in, why is it so important, and what is it about the nature of being a Black woman, especially that when we rely on that spiritual core within us, why that's so important to business in general right now. So I'm going to start with you, Dr. Enolia. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what's your take on that question?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Dr. Enolia Foti, and it's an interesting question. So I am the CEO of Enolia LLC, and so what it is that I worked for corporate for a long time, and I put in my time in my career in corporate, and in all honesty, just I needed to create my own framework. I was tired of working for other people's framework. I got a peek in the box. I got a peek in the box with the white male and the distribution of how we're manipulated and everything else, and didn't want to do that anymore. And for me, that longing and that calling was like a life-changing decision, because that brought me on a completely indigenous path of meeting spiritual elders and everything else that changed my life to teach me that there was another way to live. There was a completely another way to live that I was living parallel to that I had no idea about. And it gave me access to that. So I was grateful. I was really, really grateful. Why is it important? Because we are the examples for those who are coming behind us. We are the examples for the youth. My sons looked at me mid-career, height of my career, and saw me do a 360-degree turnaround and said, you know what? I know that I can achieve and go after anything that I choose, Mom, because I saw you do it. Okay? So whether it be spiritual, whether it be entrepreneurial, it didn't matter what it was, because they knew that whatever their hearts sought after, that they could do it because they had the example. I made my mistakes, and I also embraced my successes, and I was able to navigate through life, being able to keep a positive attitude no matter what came at me in that respect, or to navigate through it, learning the lessons. And I think that I have strong young men as sons, stronger young men as sons, because they were able to see me navigate life in that manner. So I'll leave it at that.
And such a beautiful response. It really reminds me of a time, and I'll be brief because I definitely want to get the take from the other women panelists here. But it reminds me of a time when my son was about, maybe 13 or 14, and we were really struggling. And I let him know, son, I'm not quite sure where the rent's coming from this month. And he got really scared and said, Mom, don't you think that there's a time when you stop trying to do your dreams and get practical? This is what my teenage son said. And I said, absolutely not. You never, ever give up on your dream and your calling. And because of that, we were able to can really thrive because of that strong sense of self-knowing. And that's where that spiritual part comes in terms of how it connects with business and how we do business. Thank you, Dr. Nolia, for that. And Juanita, thank you so much also for being here. I'd love to get your take on that question too. What is it about being a Black woman in business and also
Yes.
really relying on that spiritual core, those things that our grandmothers and our great grandmothers taught us about
Yeah.
thriving in the world?
Yes. First of all, I love that you brought the grandmothers in, because my two grandmothers were, just made it happen, right? And as Black women, we know how to make something out of nothing over and over again, right? And it made me think about my parents were 15 when I was born. And my dad talks about how the day he found out my mother was pregnant with me was the same day he found out he had been accepted through the ABC program, a Better Chance program, and was able to go to a private boarding school. And he said it was the first time that he had a thought about delayed gratification. And I always tell him that choice, even before I was born, was embedded in who I am. The other piece, I think, I was thinking about my own mothering and my children, and how I wanted to mother in a particular way. And so I stepped out of the workforce in a big way while my children were still at home, so I could be home with my children. And working for myself allowed me to be in charge of my own schedule. So my kids, every morning I got to walk them to the bus stop. Every morning I was home and in the evenings I was home when they came home. But I think what we bring, and especially as Black women, that's in our ancestry, is that we've taken care and have raised all the children in this country. And that what happens to a culture when it forgets its mothering, or when it loses its mothering, which we have a lot in this culture, is we lose the understanding of the importance of rest and play and connection. And so I think as Black women, one of the gifts that we bring to the workforce is we're bringing that back in and reinfusing it in everything that we do.
Absolutely. We hear a lot of the term, work-life balance, right? And, we're always in that mode. We're always in that mode of being able to make sure that we're taken care of, so that we can take care of the community, to take care of our families, to take care of everything that needs to be cared for, essentially. And so we've got great practice in that. I think we've got great practice in that. Spiritual teach, yes. Love to have your response on that same question. What do we as Black women in business, from the core of who we are, bring to business in general, and why is it important that we step into that arena?
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you to everyone who's responded already. I definitely echo what you're saying. One of the core things, I think, just thinking about my journey in general, especially with being someone, people got many names for what it is that I do, whether they want to label me as a spiritualist or, a healer, etc. But one of the important things that I found is having a face like mine to be able to be relatable. And I think that I get a lot of people that come to me. Some of them come to me because my face is relatable. But then others might come because it's curiosity. But what it does do at the foundation is it inspires others that it is possible. It is possible for us to achieve our goals, because the narrative for us, unfortunately, has come with this vibration of scarcity and lack. And so I think that as a culture, by seeing Black women in business that are leaders, that are dedicated, that are pouring back into the community as a collective, what we're doing is we are being a mirror. So all of the beautiful young ones behind us, saying to them, but you can and you will. So where we may have experienced, I used to tell people all the time, I had to live out of two worlds. I was very hypersensitive ever since I was a kid. My mom called me talking Tika. She would say, shh, telling people things, and I'm like, but mom, I can see it because, classified as being a seer. And, I had to learn to curve my voice, because people were afraid. And we shouldn't be teaching our children to be afraid of who you are. We should be advocating that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And what that means, we talk about core values and what Juanita tapped into about ancestral lineage. We are our ancestors. And if we get into those energy wheels, talking about the chakra system and thinking about the sacral chakra, well, I call it the seat of the soul, our creative passion. This is where we're birthed into. So we got to think about how our history informs the moment that informs our future. And I think it's important that the more that we can have conversations like this, where you see the balance and what can happen in terms of women in business, seeing that entrepreneurship is possible, seeing that it can be healthy. It doesn't have to look some of the ways that TV portray us to be. And then, the narrative, some places around, been a lot of traveling. I don't know if any of you ladies have experienced, but sometimes I go places and there's a narrative about how we're supposed to act to be, right? And it's changing that sort of stigma that's attached to us. So I think it's so important that we who's out here stay empowered, but continue to empower and strengthen up our community to say that, listen, there's people here that can support you through the journey. It's definitely possible. When you think it's hard, we can share with you some challenges that'll get you through. So it's a positive reflection. We're just mirroring back in that leadership.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to take it in a little bit different direction. I want to take it to a direction of geography and where we're at and locale, because a lot of times that place where we live gives us a direction or a way that we can do business and how we do business. So, for example, I'm in Kansas City, or in an area from the general Kansas City area, and that means in the United States, very Midwest, right? Where things are pretty laid back in many ways. And in terms of information and technology, we are certainly within that, but we tend to not be as intense as you would find it in like a New York or a Los Angeles or things of that nature. And even in the entertainment specter, it's still that same way. We're not on the leading edge all the time. But what we do have is in this area, a very we're very jazz centric, right? So we have a kind of a nostalgia aspect of us in the entertainment realm. And then as far as business is concerned, we're kind of growing in terms of the technology, like the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. So in my work, we really have to navigate in a particular way in terms of being in business. We've got to be able to find ourselves in positions where we're on the cutting edge and bringing up jazz in terms of a way that people begin to love and respect it and enjoy it all over again. So there's aspect about being in this particular region that that dictates or dictates how I do business, where following the leads and being educated and up to date on certain things. So I'd like to go to each one of you. You should tell us a little about where you are in the world and what that means to you as a businesswoman, how you do business and who or how you make connections and how that part of the region basically supports what you do. So anyone who would like to go first, I'll tell you what, let's go to Juanita. Tell us about that. Tell us where you are.
So I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I'm at the base of the Ohio River, which is where when slaves crossed the river, they crossed the Ohio River into freedom. And, one of the things, I'm an author of a book called The Inner-Ground Railroad, a 40-day journey to remembering soul and spirit. And it's designed to heal the ancestor legacy of slavery for all of us. And what I find is, Ohio is such a unique, and Cincinnati is such a unique place because of this history. It's the place of freedom, but it's also the place where a slave could be grabbed and taken back across the Ohio River. And so we kind of carry both of those legacies here. It's a very paternal place, I find, and consequently, like I do a lot of my work outside of where I live, I'm just getting to the point where I'm doing some more work here, but usually my work is across the country or internationally. And so it's interesting to me, and maybe it's part of the Midwest story too, of how, we take the profits from afar and not necessarily that's in our right here at home, right? And this is a place that carries such deep history because some of my family and ancestry was just across the river in Maysville, Kentucky is where some of my family still lives and is from, where here in Cincinnati, we have the Underground Railroad Freedom Center. Well, in that Freedom Center, there's a slave pen that was brought here from Maysville, Kentucky area where my family was enslaved. And so, part of it is this whole piece of both sides. How do we carry the both and of those stories?
That's so amazing. And one that I can also resonate with too, because in Kansas City, we're on both sides of a state line, right? There's Kansas and Missouri, and we're right smack in the middle. One of the regions that I'm closely connected to is the Quindaro ruins. Quindaro is where was the first Black settlement in the state of Kansas. And so and there's a river story. Isn't that something? There's another river story because when emancipation, when people were escaping slavery, and then once they became free, they got to the Missouri banks, right? And there were people there with guns saying, if you are for slavery or against slavery, if you're for slavery, then you can stay. If you are against slavery, you got to go. So they had to find ways to get around so that they could get into Kansas, which happened to be a free state. So there's so interesting how our regions are similar in that way, and how yes, we do business internationally, and we're connecting with people internationally, but that home story really resonates with who we are and how we connect with people. That's really incredible. Dr. Enolia, tell us a little bit about where you are in the world, and we've heard a little bit about how you got there, but I'd love to hear more about how has that expanded your world as a woman in business? Tell us more about that.
So I'm here in Luanda, Angola. And so for those of you who don't know, Angola is not an English-speaking country. It is a Portuguese-speaking country. So to have landed here and to have participated here was truly a place where I had to rise to the occasion. So my partner and my fiance is Angolan. And so my arrival here, I was embraced like I've always belonged here. I can't even begin to tell you. The love that was extended to me, it was like I was from here. I've always been born here, and I never left. So there was a love that just exuded from the family members. And with that said, how do I work here and etc. Well, part of the thing that you need to know about African is that family is everything. Family is everything. And so I went through initiations for the Ovamundu, which is that my fiance presented me as the partner that he is going to marry. And so therefore I had to meet the criteria of the traditions here in Africa. And I went through those initiations, and I actually met the traditions that were asked of me. And so that puts you in a different status with the family. So I am an elder in the family. I am madrina, which means I am actually like godmother to certain daughters here. I am mana, which is sister and sister-in-law. So all of these respects have been bestowed because I am part of the family. So understanding that family is everything here. In engaging in business, it has been such a beautiful experience in the respect that, when you present, you're presenting based on your knowledge. They're not looking at you for anything else except what it is that you bring to the table. Do you know what you're talking about, and how can it get done? Okay. And then, are you capable, and do you have the skill set to do it? And then there is a little extra respect bestowed because I'm coming from the United States. I'm a transplant, right? So it's like, oh, my sister from the United States. Let's talk. Let's sit down. Let's engage in business. It's actually a beautiful experience. I find that I do business here in Angola, and I do business across the world. Angola is truly my base. It is my full base of the world, and I do business all over the world. So each one of us, you know, as we decide to do business, as we decide how we're going to engage we basically make a decision. Do we cast our net and we deal with our immediate family, our community, our state? Do we cast our net and do we deal with our country, or do we cast our net worldwide? And mine has always been worldwide. So I am that international person. However, I didn't do it in the traditional European sense of the word. Like, I didn't go take international studies in school and have to do it this way. But what I did is I learned how to respect and embrace and meet people where they're at in their culture. And in understanding and respecting them in their culture, engage. And I think that really just, that's a beautiful place to be, when you can just meet people where they are at and engage with them at their culture.
That's incredible. And what I really got out of that is that you took it upon yourself to step back and see the landscape. Not only the landscape that is what we consider the landscape, but the landscape of the people, the landscape of business, the landscape of what it is to connect with people. And because you understand so much that family is everything, I'm sure that enables you to really connect with those in business more, because it's a family. It's not just business. It's a family, and how everybody can work together to do greater for the entire village. Would you say that that's something?
In all honesty, it makes or breaks the business relationship, because a lot of times we from the West come over with a sense of entitlement. You know, this is who I am, and this is what I expect you to meet my expectations. And then we don't take the time to get to know the culture. We don't take the time to get to know what's important to people, because that which is important to us isn't necessarily important to the people that we're meeting. You know, what's emphasized here is not emphasized in the West, and you have to understand that. So how can you engage and understand what's important to the person that you're working with if you haven't taken the time to understand and learn the culture? So it makes or breaks the business relationship.
Right. In a very authentic way, to know that from the heart. And spiritual tea, yes. Tell me, where are you from, and what is the nature of that geographical location that you're in? How has that impacted you as in your business, where you are locally and internationally?
Beautiful. Thank you, Bakika. Bakeka, apologies. So, you know what? I'm from California. And I transplanted, like Dr. Enola, to London several years ago. And the difference is when I transplanted here, you know, London is an area, well, England is an area that's English speaking. However, it felt very much so like I had landed somewhere where I didn't understand the language, because even though they spoke English, the way that the culture communicates is very different than being American from California. So I had to adjust. Okay. And that adjustment took me into different waves of being. And so, Juanita, when you were speaking on your talk earlier, you were talking about, you know, like basically going on a spiritual journey. Now, I've always been spiritual, but England took me down another path, because there was a point, you know, here that I felt like I would have lost self, because my self-identity being transplanted somewhere else and adjusting to the way of life, but also dealing with something I hadn't dealt with yet. And being from America, I'm from the West Coast, from California, but I dealt with racism in a different way. It was very covert. So it was like, oh, I know you, but I can't, so it was more of a feeling about what was happening. And that very much so had an impact on me, the individual, because I had to evaluate like who I am, what I stand for, what it means for me. And that got me to thinking about the culture that's here, the Black British people, the Black British Caribbeans, et cetera, people who are like third generational in. What does it mean for them when they are in business, or how do they feel in business? Where's their strength lies, And so when I went into self and I started to reflect on what it meant, because it was a period that I went silent. And I'm not one to not speak, okay? But I had to do some inner reflection to say to myself, okay, Teak, what is actually going on here? And then, there's an energy about the place. We're all spiritual beings, so I can say it plain. So because of the energy about the place and understanding that a lot of things, we talk about slavery and slave trades, a lot of things happened, in this soil. So for me, I have to process things in the same, having live experiences of different things. But what happened from that? The more I went into self, the more I dove into having a deeper, understanding that, this is my truth and I'm going to live it. And not only am I going to do that, I'm going to show up and as authentic as I can. So what that means is I need to get back to the core of me. So that's exactly how I engage. I engage my authentic truth, and I stand in that in power. So when someone energetically, respond a certain way, I'll smile and I'll just know, well, that's something for you to reflect on and deal with. But my core values are there for self. And as long as I continue to move in that direction, my interactions they're very fruitful in that sense. So I communicate with people very well. I set my intention to be what it is I want to achieve, whether that's speaking and empowering, talking about trauma in the body and how to remove that energy from the body, or whether I'm, doing my practitioner hat and laying hands on people. And it's allowed me to speak in different places around the country. It's allowed me to speak to different places around Europe. And that for me, authenticity is my core. And it will continue, because I feel like that vibrational frequency is the highest that we can be. And that brings truth in all the interactions. So it's been a journey, but it's been one that I wouldn't change, because it gives me something else to be a part of my story, to speak back and to pour in other vessels, to say, keep going and living your truth.
Mm.
Wow. I love it. I love it. This has been such a powerful, powerful exchange of words and feelings and thoughts. As we begin to wrap things up, earlier I heard Dr. Juanita talk about courage. And all of us have been in that space of having to have extreme courage to take the next step, to build upon a legacy and create a legacy of our own. So, what I'd love to do now as we begin to wrap up is for each of you to, number one, tell us how we can get in touch with you. Give us that website, give us that email, phone number, whatever it is. But leave us with a nugget of courage. And so, Dr. Juanita, I'd like to start with you.
So I would say, first of all, the place to find me is on my website, and it's www.nzuzu.com. And I think the nugget I would leave around courage is that so often, I think it's a piece I said earlier. It's that anger and rage are signs for me of unprocessed grief, And so oftentimes that it's like when we have the courage to step into that, to step into our own healing, that it doesn't just benefit us, that it's because we're connected. When we shift, it shifts the whole picture. And so this piece around courage for me is like knowing that we're connected. We so have this myth of independence, but none of us are independent. We're breathing the same air. We're walking on the same earth. We're always dependent. So it's a matter of whether you're in fear and lack, which is codependence, or love and abundance, which is interdependence. But that taking our courage from each other, I think it would be. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Spiritual Tea, give us how we can reach you, and give us your nugget on courage.
Absolutely. So you can reach me literally Spiritual Teak everywhere. So that's my website, spiritualteak.com. Catch me on Instagram, LinkedIn, and all the social platforms at Spiritual Teak. So that's the best way. Send me an email and we'll be in touch. My nugget on courage, is to focus on the moment. Okay, because the one thing that can be guaranteed is change. And whatever the experience is, we know that it will change over time. So be in the moment and trust the process, that the direction that you're heading in is going to be for your highest and best good, as long as you remain consistent in that, whatever it is that you're going for to achieve. So be in the moment and have that faith that consistency will bring you right to where you deserve.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you. And Dr. Enolia, tell us how we can connect with you, and tell us what your thoughts are on courage.
Okay, so I would say that you can reach me at www or enolia.live. That's just my name, enolia.live, or info@enolia.live. And also I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of the major social medias. And have the courage to dream a beautiful dream or be dreamt. And what that means is that if you don't hold a vision for yourself, if you allow other people to dictate what you should be doing, how you should be doing, then what happens is that you live their expectations of you, which is you kind of are lost, instead of making life a walk to your vision. Because other people's expectations, they're basically a dangling carrot. You never reach them because they change. The expectation changes all the time. We need to stop looking for answers outside of ourselves. Everything you need to know and everything you want is inside. So take a moment, find the silence, process the information, ask the question, and review it internally, not externally. And so I would leave it at that.
Well, thank you all so much. I'm just going to give my quick version of that. You can go to bukekastyle.com, BUKEKASTYLE.com, and you'll hear all about Bukeka Style, Fave Unite TV, and the wonderful ways that I love to share in the world. Courage for me is knowing your worth. Know your worth, and that worth is inherent, because there is nothing that you can do that takes away from the fact that you are worthy. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of joy. You are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. I want to thank every one of you for being on Black Business Olympics on the Black Business Network. And this is a wonderful opportunity to get to hear from amazing people, amazing women that are doing fabulous things in the world of business, spirituality, and being a woman in business. Thank you all so much for being here, Dr. Juanita, Dr. Enolia, and the wonderful Spiritual Teak. Thank you so much, Black Business Network, for having us all on today. And I hope everyone continues to have a wonderful and fabulous day and know your worth. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bukeka, for leading this session and making it also comfortable for all of us panelists here. You are truly amazing yourself. All of you beautiful souls continue to shine, and I really do hope to see and interview all of you again too. Have a beautiful rest of your Saturday.
Yes, you too.
And I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, the Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for high school seniors. I'm so excited off of that last chat. Let me get my words together. Here we go again. The Black Business Expo mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college, kindergarten through grade 12. This expo is fundraisers for students. The students may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the screen. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. So we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for December 2023. The NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie Coaching and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, Barbara H. Smith, LLC, The Hello, LLC, Margie McLean Foundation, Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Mullane Shaney Global, 5-Star BDM Media, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, The Artist App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is coming, and I'll see you on the other side. Have a beautiful day.
Hey guys, my name is Caden. I'm the CEO of Caden Teaches, and my genius is teaching kids about financial literacy. Throughout my financial products, such as my financial flashcards, my activity book, and my newest project, my financial bus, which I bought. And on the bus, it has a mock bank where kids will learn how to deposit and withdraw money, a mock grocery store where kids will be able to learn how to have a family budget, and a mock stock exchange where kids will even be able to learn how to invest in stocks. Now, I decided to start teaching kids about financial literacy because I find that most kids graduate high school without even knowing the basics about financial literacy. And I feel if I were to teach kids about financial literacy, that I would be able to help kids tap into their genius. And I actually learned about financial literacy to my dad because I would go to business meetings with him and I would always see that they were talking about financial literacy. And at that point, I didn't understand what financial literacy was. So I took it upon myself to learn about financial literacy and teach it to kids in a way that they could understand. But I want you guys to help me help kids tap into their genius by going to my website, cadenteaches.com, and you can sew into me in my financial bus by going to my GoFundMe link. And remember, if Caden can, you can too, because genius is common.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.